So you were not physically attracted to Christine?
That's an understatement.
You were grossed out by her?
I won't say that, but the nachos grossed me out enough to make me go, okay, I'm waiting to marry her.
How does it feel to hear
It
him
hurts.
say?
It's horrible. I didn't know that until recently.
I'm just being honest.
How do you all feel about this? I mean,
I
to
think
hear this, does it
sometimes-
concern you?
I think sometimes in relationships, you have to be careful when to be honest and how honest to be.
Did he just blow?
Sometimes I think we go a little bit too far.
I was scrolling through social media the other day, just doing my usual check to see if there were any clips or updates from Sister Wives that I hadn't already seen. While doing that, I noticed something that really surprised me. Episodes of Sister Wives are slowly disappearing from HBO Maximum. Not just that, whole blocks of TLC shows and other reality TV programs are being removed. From what I gathered, HBO Max seems to be focusing more on its own productions instead of keeping all the Discovery-related content. At first, I panicked a little. Seeing those older seasons vanish made me wonder if TLC was deliberately trying to erase parts of the show's past. I thought maybe they were scrubbing the record, trying to make Kody look better by removing the seasons where his behavior was the hardest to watch. The way he acted, the words he used, the way the family dynamics played out, so much of it painted him in a terrible light. I even questioned if this purge had something to do with Christine's upcoming book, like they were bracing for fallout by quietly cleaning up the past. It reminded me of what they did with the Duggar shows. When scandals hit that family, TLC pulled episodes and hid content to minimize the damage. I couldn't help but think they might be attempting the same thing here, brushing Kody's worst moments under the rug. But then, I came across something that shifted my perspective. Apparently, one of TLC's branches overseas, in India of all places, has been re-uploading every single early episode. It's almost like a time capsule, letting fans revisit how chaotic and messy things really were. Even more surprising, an old tell-all special hosted by Natalie Morales has resurfaced. This was the tell-all tied to the release of Becoming Sister Wives. Natalie wasn't exactly gentle with Kody. She confronted him several times, and after that, she was never brought back to host again. That episode had been hidden for years, but now it's available again. Christine even mentions it in her book, so clearly it left a mark. Watching it now, you can see why TLC buried it. Kody looked awful. In that special, there's the infamous nacho conversation, where he openly admitted he wasn't physically attracted to Christine. He described her as chubby, eating nachos, and said the image repulsed him so much that he hesitated to marry her. Sitting right beside him was Yanel, who was about the same size, yet he never paused to consider how cruel or inappropriate his words were. Mary defended Christine in the moment, but the damage was already done. Hearing Kody say things like that, out loud, on national television, was painful. Honesty doesn't always equal kindness, and in this case, his words cut deep. Christine spent years in her book talking about her struggles with body image, dieting, and trying to reach a number on the scale she thought would finally make her worthy in his eyes. Yet even when she did lose weight, she still felt she wasn't enough. That's the saddest part. Kody's careless words left scars. He might say he loved her and that their relationship eventually found its rhythm, but the harm from those early comments never really faded. Watching those old clips now, with everything we know, it's obvious, TLC isn't protecting him anymore. They've stopped covering up his cruelty, and the truth about how he treated Christine is finally back out in the open. Someone asked Kody if he regretted saying those harsh things in the earlier interview. The question was simple: did he ever feel bad about it, and did Christine bring it up afterward? Instead of giving a direct answer, Kody wandered around it. He started talking about how the nacho cheese moment happened long before their marriage, almost as if that erased the hurt. But the truth is, the comment still carried weight, and people wanted to know if he understood the damage. In the first few seasons, the tell-alls were filmed differently. The host would sometimes pull family members aside for one-on-one talks if something needed to be addressed in private. That's what happened here. Natalie Morales sat down with Yanel, and she sat down with Kody. Oddly, Christine never got the same chance to speak her side. That felt suspicious, almost like Kody controlled who was allowed to speak. The fact that Christine, the person most hurt by his words, wasn't given a platform to respond says a lot. When Natalie pressed Kody, she asked him plainly if he regretted saying Christine wasn't attractive. She pointed out that many viewers would find his comments cruel. That moment should have been his chance to step up, admit he was wrong, and show empathy. Instead, he dodged. He went into his usual rambling talk about processing a lot in life, and going through things, which didn't make sense. It felt like an excuse to avoid accountability. At the time, the family was promoting a very specific image. The show wanted to present polygamy as loving, voluntary, and different from arranged marriages where women were treated as property. TLC wanted audiences to believe these relationships were built on love and respect. But Kody's words did the opposite. By admitting he wasn't attracted to Christine, yet still went forward with marriage, he reinforced the very stereotype they claimed to be breaking. It looked like he was marrying women to fill a quota, not because of deep emotional bonds. Later in the interview, Kody said he wasn't rehearsing lines, that he was just answering honestly in the moment. But even that backfired. Christine has said in her book that she noticed Kody and Robin often seemed rehearsed, like they had planned out what to say before filming. She noticed they aligned their stories, used the same words, and presented a united front that didn't always match reality. It made her believe Kody was shaping a script to keep the show polished, to keep fans watching, and of course, to keep the money coming. What's interesting is how often Kody slipped when he went off script. That's when his true feelings surfaced, and that's when the biggest controversy started. He might have thought he was being real, but his version of honesty was often cruel. And in this case, instead of apologizing or correcting himself, he doubled down. TLC buried this moment for years, probably because it damaged the image they wanted to sell. Only recently did the network bring it back, releasing it online with other dramatic highlights. Watching it now, it's clear why they hid it. It showed Kody at his worst, and it exposed the cracks in the story they were trying so hard to maintain. When people talk about the drama in Sister Wives, the focus is usually on Mary's catfishing scandal, her divorce from Kody, and the long decline of their marriage. With Christine, it was very different. She didn't show her unhappiness as openly. She stayed quiet, kept a steady routine, and didn't draw much attention to how badly things were going for her. That's why it shocked so many when she left before Mary. Mary had been unhappy for years, while Christine seemed more reserved. Her decision to walk away first revealed how serious her struggles really were. What stands out most is how the dramatic moments from the show nearly always involve Mary or Christine. Yanel rarely has explosive fights with Kody on screen. Robin's relationship with him is also presented without major drama. But when you look at the tell-alls, the most talked about moments are about Mary's pain and then, of course, the infamous Nacho episode with Christine. These are the clips that fans remember, yet for a long time they were hard to find because TLC appeared to hide them. That's why seeing the Nacho episode resurface matters so much. It shows Kody making cruel, demeaning comments about Christine, treating her as if she wasn't worthy of respect. It's a side of him that undercuts the image he tried to present as a husband and leader of a big family. Keeping that episode hidden allowed TLC to shield him for years. But now, with Christine's book being released and the family's fractures out in the open, it seems the network has stopped covering for him. That same tell-all also revealed other problems people didn't know at the time. It came out that Kody and Robin had gone to therapy with Mary before Robin was even married into the family. That detail alone showed how shaky the household was and how many conflicts existed behind the cameras. The tell-all pulled back the curtain and showed the cracks that had always been there. For a long time, hiding the footage made it seem like everything was smoother than it really was. Looking back, It seems clear that the episode wasn't only buried to protect Kody's reputation. It also shielded the wider family from public scrutiny. Viewers would have seen just how many issues were already brewing, and TLC didn't want that. Now, with the marriages falling apart, Christine speaking her truth, and fans finally seeing how toxic things became, there's no reason for TLC to keep hiding it. Will this trend continue? It's hard to say. Maybe more lost clips or scenes will return, maybe not. But one thing feels certain: Kody is no longer being protected in the way he once was. Christine herself has joked about his behavior in the upcoming season, pointing out how over-the-top and ridiculous he acts. With that kind of commentary coming from inside the family, it's harder for TLC to keep controlling the narrative. So really, the best thing they could do now is release the entire tell-all again. Let everyone see the full picture. Let people judge for themselves who Kody truly is. Fans deserve the chance to watch it all without edits or censorship. And for anyone following along, don't forget to share what you think. Were you surprised that TLC finally stopped shielding Kody? Or do you think they only released the clips now because Christine was about to bring them up anyway? Drop your thoughts, hit the like button, and subscribe so you don't miss what's next. Thanks for sticking around and watching. Make sure to like, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments.